Hello, Benicio. Bro, this
Oi.
feels weird. I got like a phone while we're recording the podcast right now.
Gabe's got 2 phones.
Actually, for right now and right now only, I have 3 phones.
Wow.
Only because I have to return this one tomorrow.
See, guys, I'm going to say something right now. When Gabe tells y'all he's broke, don't listen to him.
No.
He be capping.
No. Don't.
No, I swear. Look.
No. I pay the same payments.
Yeah, fact. I cannot personally wait to upgrade my phone because my phone has a very shattered back.
Which one are you going to get?
I'm going to get that one, but I just saw actually, really quick before we get into the intro, that they're releasing more colors in that phone. The new iPhone that just came out. They're releasing a brown, a purple, and I think like a pink. They're kind of going like, I think they're trying to like make it like, you know, back in the day when you get like a Motorola
iPhone
Razr
5C?
or like a side. Yeah, I mean those two, but like a Sidekick. I think they're trying to like, you know, maybe people will be more enticed to buy a new phone if you can get a different color or something. I don't really care. I usually
if
put a
I
case on
knew,
it.
I would have just waited a little bit longer because depending on how that purple looks, I got the orange one.
The purple looks kind of fire. It's like
That's-
it's not like a bright one, but it's a pretty solid
Dude,
color.
that's what I'm saying. If I knew, I would have waited. Like, I didn't need to get a new one right now. I'm upset. Why'd you
The
say
orange
that?
is pretty tight, though. I honestly don't know when those are coming out either. Maybe let's just say they're coming out in 3 years.
Yeah, okay. I feel
Anyways,
better.
y'all, welcome back to the Kitchen Up Podcast. My name is Tyler.
My name is Gabriel.
And what is this, episode 3 now that we're
I
on?
don't know. Welcome,
I think it's
though.
3. I think it's definitely 3 because we've been a little bit back and forth this season.
Well,
but
technically,
I'm going to go ahead and say it's 3.
Halloween is 3.
Okay, but
So
I'm
it's
saying
episode 4.
I'm saying in like
It's
the scheme of our main
3.4.
episodes. Yeah. Let's go ahead and cue that intro before we get into any more shenanigans.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show's about to start.
And here's the intro because this is getting weird.
I like this thing. This thing is thick.
It's
on top.
fluffy.
Honestly, bro, these things are so good. To let your actions of being a Christian speak louder than your words. So
We can't control that ourselves, then it's like, who can? God can. It's Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.
True.
I know, like, I don't know if a lot of y'all know about this, but if y'all aren't drinking Zevia, come on now. What are you doing, bro? Zevia is like the best. I actually forgot about it for the longest time. And then my roommate, Carlos, brought in like an orange cream version. And I was like, oh, like I used to love Zevia. Let me try it. And now I'm like back on it, bro. They're so good. 0 calories. They taste great. Like win all around.
You know what? It's another product that is kind of like that tastes really good, that threw me off, was a C-Bums energy drink. Bum Energy.
those are fire.
Dude,
Yeah.
they are also like, they are also clear like Zevia, but the flavor is phenomenal in those things. But had nothing really to do with anything. But
All right.
let's just start with today's food review.
Let's
because
get into it, man. I'm excited.
some of it's getting cold. All right, so today we're finally rating. We're rating a place that I don't think we've ever rated before on the podcast. But I go here honestly on a pretty regular basis, to be completely
That's
honest.
crazy.
Bro.
That's a crazy statement, number one.
I know. I just love it, and people hate on it. People
And first
hate
of
on
all,
it.
hold on. Let me ask you a question. So, what did you end up getting before we get into like to the specifics? Obviously, did you just get the 2 burritos and the fries, or did you get more?
Yeah, no, that's it.
How much was your total?
Well, I got food for my wife too, so.
Cause I'm like, bro, I ordered 2 burritos and fries, no drink, nothing else. My total was $18, bro.
I was
At
gonna
Taco Bell.
I was gonna guess it was 15. I got that. I got exact
what?
same thing. Plus, I got a slushie, and then I got my wife a meal with the slushie, and it was like $30.
Bro, that's just like again, I don't go to Taco Bell that much, so like I don't really know what their pricing scheme is like. But I remember back in the day, you could go there and like come out with a bag of food for like $10 or less.
Literally.
So that was kind of shocking to me. Taco Bell, y'all need to figure it out, man. I know inflation has went up, but that's what you guys are for. Like
No, but look,
you're there to
look.
be cheap.
No. Here's the thing. You can't say that because yeah, the prices went up, but the quality did improve, in my opinion, as well. As opposed to like
fair,
all these other
fair,
places, the prices went up and the quality either stayed the same or got worse. But anyways, Taco Bell.
Yeah, speaking of.
So we're gonna review 3 things, 2 in 1 kind of. One is the fries, and I kind of just want to do these first because they're getting cold.
Yeah, let's do the fries first. The fries, have you had the fries?
Yeah, I love fries.
Okay. So today we're going to be reviewing Taco Bell's fries, and I think it'd be cool if we can rank them among like where we think they sit, where we think they sit on like a fast food fry chain. Obviously, we're not like going just
I'm
like off the rip, So let's do it first without the cheese.
Okay, bet. Let me put this back down.
Because it comes with the cheese sauce, which is so good.
Ideal.
So good.
Also, the fact that they don't charge extra for cheese sauce is awesome.
Yeah. I don't see that
All right.
lasting long.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Even cold, they're good.
Bro, even cold. Like these things, they're phenomenal. I don't know what they like fry these things
Crack.
in, but they're so good.
It's crack, I'm telling you. Dude, I just
Well,
love
he's
these
enjoying
things.
himself. No, I do too. I do too. These
All right,
are
now
like
with the cheese?
a staple now. Yeah, with the cheese now.
Bet.
Look at this. Come on. You cannot beat
Yeah, I gotta-
this. It's so good. Why does it? What business does Taco Bell have having fries these good? Wow.
Bro, it's like movie theater cheese.
Yeah, this elevates it. I mean, these are already, I'm not going to lie, they're already a 10 out of 10, but this just makes them like an astronomical 10 out of 10, you know?
Dude.
All
All
right.
right.
Would be
Go ahead.
for me. Okay, again, we're just like thinking this off the top. I'm going to put these number 3.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing.
Because, listen, I always think McDonald's will be number 1 for me. McDonald's just especially like, yeah, sometimes you might get a bad batch. But McDonald's, when they're fresh, there's nothing like those fries, bro. To me, there's nothing like them. Number 2, Chick-fil-A. Which, honestly, I can probably swap these two just because, like, the cheese is so good on this. But, like, it's something about that waffle fry with the ranch just hits. And these will go number 3.
Ranch.
Yeah, ranch, bro.
Ranch? You go to Chick-fil-A and you eat their fries with ranch? Not Chick-fil-A
yeah.
sauce?
No. I don't need that.
What?
I don't need that fake creamy barbecue sauce, bro. Get that out
Bro,
of here.
get out of here, dude. You can't even talk about no more.
Anyways.
Whatever, bro. What's your 4th?
I'll just do your top 3 so that it's not too long. Because I don't really know.
Well, just because my first initial reaction was the same thing. Number 1, McDonald's, especially when they're fresh. 2 is Chick-fil-A with waffle fries with Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know what he's talking about.
Mid.
Ranch. Anyways,
So good.
and then number 3 would be the Taco Bell with the cheese because this thing's immaculate. I can eat it cold. I can eat it crispy. Yeah. I can eat it warm. Whatever. The only thing I was thinking of is number 4 would be Arby's curly fries.
I mean, hey, that's a great one. I just don't go, I haven't been to Arby's in like forever, bro.
Me neither, but I remember. I have vivid memories.
Yeah,
of
no,
that.
their fries are heat.
And I've only ever had their fries.
Okay, cool. So let's hop into this. I think. Okay, I'm curious. So we got 2 different chicken burritos. I think I'm trying to think of a way because we could split it up to where we do it in like individuals, or we could be like, okay, we're gonna take a bite out of the chicken avocado, take a bite out of that one, kind of let us sit, and then take a bite out of the other one, and then we kind of give like a combined review. Like, what do you think, or do you want to do individual? Honestly, don't even know which one is rich. I don't think they label it.
Yeah, same.
I don't think they label
I guess that's how we're doing it. We're doing a
So
blind
one's an
taste
avocado
review.
ranch and one's a Diablo.
Sauce?
So yeah, we're just gonna find out, I guess.
Yeah, talk about you didn't label these, so hopefully these are the same ones. Cheers, I guess.
All right,
So
we're
like
gonna
a
try the
tortilla.
new. So these are basically real quick. These are the new chicken burritos from from Taco Bell. They're stepping into the chicken game. I know they had the nuggets. Now they got the burritos and the wraps. So we figured we'd check them out and see. So we don't know which one is in our hand right now. We'll find out.
They didn't label them. Cheers.
Whoa.
This is definitely
I definitely
chicken.
got... Which one you got?
Avocado Ranch.
Oh, no, I got the Diablo. This joint is spicy. All right, it's fine. I mean, we're going to give the review at the end anyway, so. But the chicken, it's really good. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
I like that.
Little palate
Yeah.
cleanse. Come on, don't be diving in. All right. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Wow. Okay. They're both great. I'm not going to lie. Like, for a fried chicken burrito at Taco Bell, like, I really wasn't expecting that much. This is very good. The Diablo one is spicy. It has a kick to it, but, like, I don't have that high of a spice tolerance, so, like, take that with a grain of salt. But this Avocado Ranch one is way better to me. I literally think it's just the sauce that they put in it. I think it's the exact same burrito. But this, I mean, I love ranch, so obviously I'm going to be a bit biased, but the Avocado Ranch is really good.
Bro. Agreed. The Diablo, I have a higher spice tolerance. It is pretty spicy still. I just don't like that type of, that flavor. I don't know what it is. Like, it's not that it's not
Sure.
spicy. It's not that it's too spicy that I don't want to eat it. It's just, like, I don't like that type of pepper, I guess. But the Avocado Ranch one, bro, hits hard. And it is so good.
It's good.
The chicken in it is honestly really, really good. And I don't know if you've had it, Tyler, since you get ranch with your fries, but if you ever go to Chick-fil-A, get the Cobb salad and get the avocado ranch dressing, it tastes like the exact same one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the Diablo one's good. It just tastes like they poured hot sauce on it, which, like, I guess is
Right.
what their Diablo sauce is. But overall, as like a chicken burrito, it's actually really good. I would prefer some rice in there. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe I could like add it for an upcharge next time. But because it's literally just the chicken, some veggies, and I think that's really it.
Well, here's the thing. They label it as a burrito, but they're really trying to compete with the snack wrap. Because ever since the snack wrap came back, all these other fast food restaurants are coming out with their own versions. So I think that's why they didn't put rice in it.
And then here we go. We're going to dunk the avocado ranch
Oh,
into
wow.
the cheese. Come on, bro. Bro, this cheese sauce is so good. And then... All right, let me give my review before I finish that. So... Overall, I think they're really good. I'll probably give it, obviously it's a fast food chicken burrito. So I'll probably give it like overall, as a chicken burrito, like a 7.5 out of 10. The Diablo, I probably would rank right there at that 7.5. And then the Avocado Ranch, I think, takes it up a notch. Again, for me, I love ranch. So probably like an 8. I'd say 8 out of 10 is solid. Like, it's really good. Like, it's really good, but, like, you also have to take into consideration it's a Taco Bell thing, So it's like, it's not going to be fantastic, But it's solid. I would definitely recommend it, especially, since they're getting into this fried chicken game. Like, they're doing a good job at it.
For me, the Diablo, honestly, like I said, it's not that it's too spicy. It's just that I don't like that type of pepper or whatever, the flavor. So honestly, I'd rate it a 6. Like, honestly, I don't know if I'll even finish it because I just didn't really like it. But the avocado lime ranch, bro, 8. Like, that thing is solid. I think it's going to be one of those items that it's going to be consistent on their menu too, because it's like it's very, very good, but it's simple. Like Tyler said, it's like 3 ingredients. Like you can't really mess that up as long as you cook the chicken, you know? So yeah, bro, I really like this a lot.
Now you didn't get any sauces on the side, did you?
I got fire and hot sauce.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I got their spicy ranch. You would probably like that because it has a little bit of kick to it.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Gotta
Very solid. Okay.
gotta get that next time.
Listen, I'm sorry. We're kind of also downing this meal at the same time because usually when we record at night and we do like these like full on food reviews as opposed to like a snack or coffee or something, we pretty much haven't ate dinner yet. Mm-hmm. So it's like
I
we're
literally
trying to
got
do a
off of work
review
and now I'm here.
Yeah, he hasn't ate since 8 a.m.
And it's almost midnight.
And that Taco Bell's going to refuel him. Anyway, so overall, really good. Fries are obviously like, I don't even think we even, oh yeah, we did give 10 out of 10. I mean, the fries, like, they're easy. They're such a layup. If you go there, just like throw them on to whatever you're getting. I guarantee you'll eat them. They're so good. So anyways, I'm going to stop being a fatty for a couple of seconds so that we can continue on the podcast here.
Yeah. You want to just go ahead and start it? You can. Because I'm about to finish my slush.
What flavor slush did you get?
I usually get whatever is like their special one. So today it was orange cream.
Ooh, that sounds good. Why everybody's doing an orange cream nowadays too? That's like another big thing I've been seeing everywhere. But I mean,
it's definitely like
flavor.
a wave.
So today we're going to be getting into talking about comparison, and if we've dealt with it in the past, how we've dealt with it, and how it can kind of it's such a big thing in today's society, especially with everything social media wise and all those different things. So since he's having a fun time with that Slurpee, I'll go ahead first.
Thanks.
Thanks. So I have definitely dealt with comparison issues in my life, especially like with the career field or the passion field that I'm in of acting, right? Like it can be a very tricky thing to manage. And I think especially more so when I was like earlier on in my journey. I mean, I've been acting for around 10 years now. So like I've obviously like let a lot of things go. But for the first few years, for sure. And like, again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. It probably still happens even nowadays. Like, you can have this thing where, and I think this goes for any creative field, really, especially in the day and age of social media, you can see people posting all the time, like their wins and their bookings and their auditions, or maybe this meeting that they had. And like people are like, again, so much more able to share nowadays. So we see so much more of what's going on in people's lives. And that was something that I struggled with a lot as a young actor, because for me, it was like, looking at it could even have been some of my friends like booking after booking after booking. And then I would be sitting there like, maybe I had one booking the whole year, and I would just feel it would make me feel very insecure. It would make me feel very less than in my field, because I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? Or like, why are things not moving for me? It's moving for them. It's happening for her. It's happening for him. Like, why is nothing popping off for me? And I think it's such a hard thing to, come out of, because the thing about social media and comparison is like, most of the time with social media, people are just posting their wins, right? Like it's basically like a highlight reel for most people, like myself included. I don't really post that much. Like usually it's just a like recap of like a Halloween season or a Christmas season or like a holiday season pretty much. Or if like something special happens in my life, birthdays, anniversary or whatever. But it's like, it's basically this, big highlight reel for people's lives. And so, yeah, they should post their wins and their victories. And I think nowadays you've gotten a little bit better about people are posting their struggles and insecurities. Obviously, us, we talk about real life things too, because social media is kind of tamed from like being so flashy to like people want the realness. But again, I think it's still just such a big thing that we can look to and be like, well, why is that not happening for me, or why am I not, getting that? And a way that I was able to get through that is just realizing that, right? Like that was one of the big things, is realizing, because I would see people with these wins, and then like, I would see them in person and they'd be like, oh, it wasn't a big deal. It was just like a small thing, or it was this or it was that, right? And obviously like people, humble people, like they play it off, but at the same time, it's like, you don't know, what role, like for example, I did a movie on Netflix a few years back, and I literally was just kind of like hovering in the background. I was a part of a fraternity crew, but like I didn't have any lines in it. Yeah, you could see my face in some scenes, and like there's a scene where I'm like playing cup pong and stuff, but like that's it, right? So if I go ahead and I post on social media, hey, everybody go check out this movie I'm in, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, like he booked a big film. Like, how did that happen? Oh my God. And it's like, and then you go and look at it and it's like, oh, it was just like this little small thing. Great. Still a win. Like, yeah, share about that. Get people to go watch the film. It's a film you're in. But just like from the outside, looking at it, the outside perspective, it probably was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it. Like, hey, he booked that big thing. And when it's like in reality, it wasn't really that big of a thing. And so for me, it's like just trying to like bring it back to realism and being like, okay, like even if these other people are having these wins and posting about them. And I think like, I guess for me, the reason I'm like taking such a social media aspect is because I think that's where a lot of us compare ourselves nowadays. Like even back in the day when I was super invested in like, the gym and like having like an insane physique, like I would always compare myself to like different influencers and different fitness people. And then I realized like over time, like, oh, like that's just one, is different people's bodies. Everybody has different genetics. One, some people are on steroids that they're not telling you about, So it's like I'm comparing myself to these people that have these physiques that are like not even really attainable to me because I don't have their physique, And so it's just like when we see all these things, on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it may be, and we look at it and we're like, we're kind of feeling bad at ourselves, or we let ourselves become insecure about it. I think it can become a very dangerous thing because you're living off of other people's, again, highlight reels. You're not living off of a real life basis. People are still, even if they're having these huge wins, even the big celebrities, they still have struggles. They still have, trials and tribulations. They still have family problems and health problems and all these different things. Just because we see all the fun things and the big things and the great things they're doing on social media, that doesn't mean they're not going through some of the same things that you are. And so I think that was a big realizing point, especially when I started to kind of retract from social media, is just realizing that like, hey man, yeah, people may be, looking a certain way. And then in the reality, it's why you see like, you'll even see a lot of people like on social media, they're like couples that post together all the time. And then like all of a sudden, bam, they're like not together. And everybody's like, whoa, what happened? You guys look like you were so in love on social media, because that's like the facade that a lot of people like to put on. And even if it's not a facade, it's like you still shouldn't be comparing yourself to that, and allowing those comparative thoughts to determine how you view your life and where you're at, because it's just not a good measure to like measure where you're at. You're obviously at this point in time, this place in time for a reason, and so I think it's just like realizing that like they're real people too with real problems and real struggles, and like just trying to like shift that to being like, man, that's great. Good for them. I'm happy for them. Obviously, I think like a lot of comparison comes out of like envy and jealousy. And I think that's something that like every single person struggles and deals with. So I think it's like a deeper issue of like finding out why. Like why are you not being satisfied in your life? What's missing? Is it a relationship with God? Is it, you not putting in the work that you should be putting in, and you're like envious of them because they're getting things and they're, putting in the work that you need to be putting in, but you're not. So it's like obviously, but it's also trying to kind of like, really get down to the nitty gritty and figure out like why it is that you're feeling this way about other people's lives, and that's kind of like, getting to the root and then figuring it out from there. So yeah, I mean, I obviously have a little bit more thoughts, but I'll let you go so you can get some thoughts out as well. I mean, I guess we want to hear from him tonight.
Right, maybe. I'll keep it short. No, you honestly like maneuvered your way through that very well because you hit a lot of points. I know, for real, because I was trying to like organize my thoughts too, and you did it. I applaud you because that's the same way that I've kind of viewed it, where it's like, not creative out, right? Just because I knew you're gonna take that avenue. A lot of the times is age. It's not realizing how the older you get, the more you compare yourself to other people, because you're more like, the older you get, the more unique you are, and the more unique your situations are, and it's so easy to like compare to that 1% of. There's always going to be someone better, especially in the world of social media, right? And
hello. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties.
Good thing we're professionals for when there's technical difficulties.
I know. When that happened, I was like, well, this is nothing we haven't experienced before.
Yeah, so the fact that I have no idea where I was because we had some technical difficulties.
You were basically talking
I'll
about
just
how
start
like
over.
you can also start over, but again, just to give you.
No, what were you gonna say? What did I say?
You were saying that like basically when you're comparing yourself to those people, you're comparing yourself to like the 1%. But if you want to start over, go ahead. It's totally fine. You weren't like that far in,
But yeah, no. So yeah, I think it was like Theodore Roosevelt. Excuse me. Theodore Roosevelt. I don't remember exactly what the quote was, but it was along the lines of how jealousy is the thief of joy.
Comparison.
And comparison is the thief of joy.
Literally what we're talking about. Come on, man.
Look at that. My boy doing research too out here. And I think it's just so true because, and that's where I was going with like the 1%. I was like, one, like you've said, a lot of the time social media, people use it for, highlights or flaunting or bragging rights. And for the most part, social media isn't a vulnerable space. There are the select few that do, But even then, I feel like comparison is natural, but I feel like we have a hard time using it in a positive way. Because, like, for example, going to the gym, right? You can look at someone at the gym. Every time you go to the gym, there's always going to be someone that looks better than you, right? Always. So are you going to look at that and be like, man, I want to look like him because, like, in my case, right? Like, I want to look like him. Like, that's what I'm going to strive to be. Like, you can tell, like, he put, like, the time and effort in, like, shaping his body the way he wants and, like, all this other jazz. And, like, man, that's what I'm trying to be. Or, man, like, I'm never going to get there. Like, they're so much better. Like, clearly I'm nothing to compare to that. Those are all genetics that I don't have. And you start making excuses, And then I feel like it creates this, like, you start talking bad about yourself when you start comparing yourself to other people. Sure. And perception is reality in the sense of, if you tell yourself, I'm going to have a great day before you go into your shift, you're probably going to actually have a little bit better of a day than you normally do. Because you're just telling yourself, like, it's like a natural way of, like, what you say about yourself, you believe about yourself. And with social media, I feel like it's just become really negative and very hard for people to be so positive in the sense of, like, looking at it, because everything seems so unachievable because we're always comparing it to the 1%. Back in the day, it was, especially back when we were kids, when social media wasn't, and like before that, when social media wasn't a thing, when you're in high school, you are comparing yourself to the seniors of that year. And that is it. You know what I'm saying? When you're a sixth grader, you're looking up to the eighth graders. When you're a first grader, you're looking up to the fifth graders. And like that's your world, like that small hometown pocket. Now you got literally 1 trillion people that you compare yourself to at the age of like 12. Which is so unhealthy.
And there's all these like millionaire influencers that are like 15.
Right. And then you got like, a normal kid that like has a flip phone or doesn't have social media, and then you get, Billy Joe Bob that has a Ferrari at 16 and like every new
Yeah.
gadget, and then it's just like, well, why don't I have that? Why this and why that? And then it's just, bro, I think just social media as a whole, in the sense of comparison, and like it's just the worst.
Yeah,
It's so
absolutely.
hard. Like even for me, like I'm one of those people. Luckily now, not back then, but now I feel like I can go on social media and not be envious in a way, or like
Sure.
be like, man, I wish that. Especially as we got older, for me, what was really hard was those. You're taught growing up that life has like check marks. At 13 you're a teenager, 15 you get your permit, 16 you get your license, 18 you're an adult now. You can buy lotto tickets and buy cigarettes, and then at 21 you can drink, and then at 25 you can rent a car. But then also, by the time you're what I think it's like 23, you're supposed to get your bachelor's degree, and then by a certain time, then you go to college, and then you get a job, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and then you have the blah, 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 blah. Right? There's always like that whole like check mark list, and it's hard when you see people advancing in ways that you think you should be as well, but you're not.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I struggle with. Still, I've been getting better about it. I've been trying to work on it, and me and my buddy have all, we've had a lot of talks because he's in the military. So in a lot of ways, he's really far ahead of us, and then in a lot of other ways, he's really far behind us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, financially, boy is set. Like, he played his cards right. He went overseas, did his thing right. I'm not in that boat whatsoever. I'm still, I'll admit it. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, as most Americans are.
Aren't we all?
But none of us like to say it. But he's good. But then he looks at me and our friend and like, we're married, like I got my wife. Our other friend has his wife now, and they just got married. And then they're like, well, now we all got dogs together and all this other stuff. And he's like, I don't even have a girlfriend, and I'm the same age as you guys. Like, he's like, I'm nowhere close to being where you're at. And then you look at that, and it seems like we're ahead, even though we're not. Like, we're all on different pages, but no one's necessarily ahead. But it's just like that perception of like where you think you should be, and then being surrounded by people that have achieved it is like, that's usually like my thing. It's like, oh, I'm 26 now and I don't know what career I want to pursue, or I'm 26 and I don't have a bachelor's or a master's or whatever, or I'm 30 and I still don't have kids, or I'm like
Right.
45 and I still am not married. And it's like those things I feel like are the types of comparison that can get really dangerous mentally.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
I'm about to go on a bunch of different tangents, but I think, yeah, it's just so unhealthy. But
No, but I think like that's one of the cool things that you like kind of brought up between you and your friend, because it's like everybody like I feel like we feel so alone in our comparisons and our the things we look at, and we're like, man, they have that and I don't, and I want that. And I'm like, they're feeling the same way, maybe not about you, but about something else. They're comparing themselves to something else, and you're comparing yourself to something else, and the person that you don't even know that lives 5,000 miles away from you is comparing themselves to something else. And then there's people that literally live with nothing, and they're like, man, I would love to have a mirror to look in. You know what I mean? So it's like,
right.
There's so many different levels to it in terms of it. And I think, that leads into like one of the biggest like things for me with comparison was like my belief in God, man. Like that helped me so much with comparison, because one, I mean, that relationship just fills such a void inside of you. But two, it teaches you that like God has you where you are at now for a reason, for a purpose, because he's teaching you something. You know what I mean? Like for me and Gabe with the podcast, right? Like, we may look at other podcasts and be like, man, they have a big following. Like we've been doing this for 4 years and we don't, like, what's going on with us? We're putting out good content. We're putting out consistent content. Like, why are we not getting the views? And it's like, we don't know at the end of the day, but like that's something that like God is working on through us. Maybe we're not ready for a following. Maybe we're not ready for a fan base. Maybe like there are things that we need to get in order in our life first. and more stable conditions before we can actually handle that. And it's just like that's the biggest thing for me is like, again, when I look at people, for me, like couples that are getting engaged, I want to get engaged, but I don't want to do it recklessly and like run up a credit card bill and to do all the things that
Right.
it takes to get married. And I'm like, God has me here for a reason. I look at people in the acting field, man, like I want to be getting roles and things like that. God has me here for a reason. Like he has me, he's strengthening me, he's sharpening me in other areas of my life that I need to be, so that when I get that platform, when I get that success, when I'm able to marry my girlfriend and make her my wife, I'll be the man that I need to be for those opportunities, right? Like me and him, we will be the men that we need to be in these opportunities, so that like when we do have a fan base, we'll be accountable for them. We'll be making sure that we're showing up the way we should be showing up every week. And that's the biggest thing for me, again, with comparison. And it's also like to bring it even more to our ground level. It's just like, it's just made me so much more appreciative of the life that I live, the life that I have, man. Like I wake up in the morning and I got another day that I wasn't guaranteed, right? We become entitled to these things. But like I woke up and got another day. I woke up and I have a car. I woke up and I have a roof over my head. I have clothes. I have food. Like those are the baseline things that we forget about, because they're so common to us. They're so that we're so comfortable in them, right? And then when it gets down to the nitty gritty, like us, when you live on your own and you are living paycheck to paycheck, you do start to realize, you're like, oh man, like I really am, like I see how grateful I am for these things now, because it's like I could easily not have this one week. But again, like just I feel like my belief in God has just made me so much more grateful for the day that I have. That again, yeah, it happens from time to time, but I'm like, I'm not worried about what other people are doing. I'm not worried about what he has and what she has, and oh, they got the new designer jacket and he got the new iPhone. Like, dude, I'm trying to be more grateful, and I'm trying to be more present and like appreciative of just life in general, and the basic necessities that I have. I'm able, I'm healthy, I'm young, like I'm able to go do things. My body feels good. Like these are things that, like, once you become more grateful and appreciative in these aspects, or of these things of life that God has given you, he has chose to give you this day, then I think like you don't even have time to worry about the comparison, because you're so grateful for what you have, but it is an easy thing to slip in and out of.
So for me, one thing that's always kind of helped, especially with the religion aspect of it, is like, especially at church, where it's always enforced the idea of spiritual gifts and how we all have different gifts. And that's how, because God wants us to use us in different ways. And that's what it is. I got it now. Okay, so God, the Bible also says, like, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle through him. And I think it was like well said what Tyler was saying about the podcast. Like, oh, why don't we have 1 million followers and we're reaching hundreds of thousands of people daily, and it's just like, why? And it's like, we don't know why, but it's because ultimately we're not ready, like you said, and you don't know what things bring. Like, you don't know what fame might bring. You don't know what that new career might bring. You don't know what's behind the other side of the door. And God doesn't open. I believe personally that, like, whenever you're trying to go through and do what God has planned for your life, he doesn't really open doors that you're not ready for without him. So
yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
I feel like that's always helped me kind of like recuperate, or like pull myself back together when I'm like going down those spirals of comparison, where it's just like, maybe that's not my journey. Maybe that's not the path I'm going on. And if it is, maybe I'm just not there yet. In our old podcast, we had an episode that we had to pick out like our favorite quote, and I still think about it all the time. It was a Kirk Franklin quote. I'm going to butcher it really, really bad. But essentially he was saying how people always look at the end result, and you don't see what went behind it. They're like, what's the difference between like a microwave meal and grandma's cooking? He goes, a microwave meal is instant, it's hot, and it tastes good. You know what I mean? Like, it gets the job done. It's never not bad, but it has nothing compared to grandma's cooking on Sunday. And what's the main difference? Grandma started cooking and marinating that food Saturday. And then it's because it sat there overnight marinating and then just absorbing all that. And then, the slow cooking and the roasting and all this stuff, right? Long story short, you can get the instant artificial gratification of what you think you want now, but it's like when you work towards that actual goal and using comparison as a crutch, using comparison as a motivation to achieve something better, especially when it's in God's plan for you, it's so much more fulfilling in your life. Yeah. Because you have that journey, that blood, sweat, tears. So it's like being appreciative for where you're at now and where you're gonna be, as opposed to where you want to be.
Yeah.
I think Absolutely. I finally pulled it together towards the end.
He's like, I think the brain turned on for the last the last section.
After that shift, I'm like,
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a little bit of a late episode, so give us some grace here. But yeah, man, I think it's just something that, there's many ways to deal with it. And again, I think it's something that like we're all always going to struggle with to different degrees. So just trying to figure out, I think like one of the biggest things is just coming back to like, just understanding that social media is not real. Yeah, it's real to a degree, but it's not real, right? Like, and also like focusing on like the present and the now and trying to just be, I think being grateful is it's a great thing for so many different things. And it's a really hard thing to do, man. I mean, like, yeah, I could sit here and say, like, yeah, I pray every morning and I pray that I'm thankful and grateful. But, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it could just be the words coming out. It's like, it's like when you actually, like, there are those days sometimes where you just wake up and you really feel grateful. You're like, man, like, I feel great. Like, this is awesome. I can't believe this. You know what I mean? And, like, you're not just, like, saying it to say it. And I think, like, if you can get on a more consistent basis of, like, understanding that. And, again, like, you have to go through the struggles to then be able to understand that. You know what I mean? Like, again, with money, right? Like, a big thing that I think about a lot with money, because again, I'm about to be 30 years old, soon here in a couple of years.
Womp.
Again, seeing like, people with families and people with houses and people like traveling around the world. And I'm like, man, like those are all things that I want, but like financially, it's just not where I'm at right now. Right. And so it's like, yeah, continue to strive to get there. But at the same time, like God is teaching me something about money. Whether it's to not be as reckless or whether it's to understand like where I'm putting my money and where I'm like allowing that to grow and like understanding how to utilize it better, how to give better instead of like buying a new shirt, go and give to somebody, go buy a homeless person a meal. Like God's teaching me these things and in the same time in this struggle, like it's making me more appreciative of money because it's like, back when I lived at home and I didn't pay rent, like I didn't care, bro. I was eating out all the time, going shopping all the time. Like I didn't have any concept of like being grateful for the money that I was earning, And so if he's got to have you in this period for a long time, whether it be money or whatever else it may be, like he's going to grind it out of you and it's going to teach you a huge lesson that's going to help you be way more fruitful and way more just full of wisdom in that area in the future. So you can always like just trust in that. And again, that's for the believers, obviously. But even if you don't believe, if you're going through a tough time, there's always a reason behind it. Whether you believe in a higher power or God or whatever, there is always a reason for what you're going through. And so like you're never going to see it in the moment, but you will see it then. So like comparing yourself to where somebody is, when you don't know the steps that they took, you don't know the year. Again, like I've been acting for 10 years, right? Just to give a quick example. I'm sure that like most people don't know that besides my close friends and family. If I was to book a major Netflix film and be the lead of it, which, randomly happens to people, they just, an unknown actor gets booked, whatever. People would be like, wow, overnight sensation. Like, oh, I can't believe like there's another actor out there. Man, I've been doing this for 10 years. Where did this kid come from? And it's like they didn't see the behind the scenes. They didn't see grandma's cooking, like he was saying. Like you don't see what goes into it. And so that's such a big thing too, is just realizing that everybody's also going through these things as well as you. So yeah, I'm pretty good to end off on that there.
Yeah, same. No, I mean, it's one of those topics where you can just go down so many different avenues. Like,
yeah.
If we really wanted to dive in, we could have like genuinely like a 3-hour conversation about this.
So if you want the 10-hour version of this episode, let us know.
Yeah, we'll make a Patreon and we will do it. We are chatterboxes.
Okay, so really quick, obviously this was a bit of a longer topic, but I just figured this would be fun to discuss for a quick end cap. What are your thoughts on all this new AI content with like Sora and stuff coming out. Like, you know, have you seen like all the different videos, like all the Jake Paul stuff of him?
I've seen Jake Paul.
You know, I mean, dude, there's like all the ones of like, there's like a Mario getting pulled over and the cop comes up to him and then he like skirts off. Like, there's just a bunch of different like Sora videos going around right now. Sora is this like new AI video maker. I've never like
is that
tried
what it
to
is?
use
Okay.
it. Yeah, but that's like the new video. I guess you could just type in whatever and it makes it. But I even saw like, I've seen a couple that's like MLK and Barack Obama playing basketball.
Is it like the Yeti videos?
Scooby-Doo. He's like, what?
Like the Yeti and Chewbacca. Not the Yeti
Probably.
and...
I mean, if it's an AI video of like some concept, like there was one of like Albert Einstein in the UFC ring, like giving a post-fight interview.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I'm just curious, like, what do you think? Do you think this is like taking it too far? You know, where do we think it's going from here on out? And you know what the funny thing is, real quick, is I knew Jake Paul was working with him because he was like, there were so many videos going around of just him. And I was like, there's no way this is what people are like taking their time to make AI videos of. And then like, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was revealed that like they were like partners to kind of like have these videos come out to like, you know, expose it to the masses, you know? And he's somebody who like, he doesn't care, bro. He could have whatever about. He's like, I got my money, I got my things in order, whatever, you know?
Well, it also puts him in everyone's head again before the fight.
Which just got canceled, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. That's
I mean,
wild.
that's just. I honestly didn't expect that to happen, but yeah.
AI
Anyways, yeah, like
skits.
to me, it's scary, bro. It's super scary. I mean, listen, I think, you know, we're at this turning point of technology, man, where like AI is coming into the mix, and I'm sure it was scary back in the day when like computers and VR and like, you know, as these stages have gone along. But AI gets really tricky because number one, I don't know how you regulate it. Because again, for example, right now on all these Sora videos, there's like a little watermark. Eventually it'll be like pay $50, get the watermark removed, you know? So like there's not gonna be that. And my thing is like, yeah, there's little details here and now that you can tell. But honestly, I'm gonna say give it 5 years max, and like you are not gonna be able to tell, bro. You're not gonna be able to tell what's real.
Bro, it's okay. Specifically, those videos, I find them hilarious. I love them.
Yeah, they're funny.
They're
cool.
awesome. They're the highlight of my feed most of the time.
Right.
But that being said, unfortunately, we live in the real world, and everyone loves to ruin the good things in life. So people are gonna make inappropriate things. They're gonna say really bad things, make really bad, inappropriate images. Unfortunately, that's inevitable, and they're not going to put regulations until it's too late, until it's screwed up. I think the scary part is that it doesn't even, where it is now, you can already do so much damage. Like, in theory, how hard do you think it is to make like a lower quality security camera looking video of you kissing another woman and sending it to your girlfriend? Yeah. Like, that's not that hard. Like, if it's already low quality, and AI is going to be like, oh, bet.
Yeah, it's going to replicate anything.
Like, it's going to, it's too good now. I forget, I don't know who said it, but someone's like, it's going to get so good that we can get accused with video proof of us doing something we never did, and it's not going to be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. That's especially like, again, you know, I think more so for people who are in the spotlight as opposed to like, you know, people who aren't, right? Like day to day. But I think like celebrities and things like that, where their image is everywhere and AI can really get a grasp of them and their voice, their you know, talking mechanisms, the way they move, like it can capture all of that because there's so much, you know, footage of them out there. It's just like, bro, how are you going to be able to tell, oh my, Sydney Sweeney just linked up with Justin Bieber, and there's like an AI video of it, and it's like, how are you gonna tell? Like, they're literally gonna have to be like, well, I was here at this time with this person. Like,
well, the crazy part is that it's like, yeah, celebrities, of course, because they're in the public eye. Yeah. But it's so accessible that I feel like it's gonna happen more to the day to day because it's like, it's gonna be the new cyberbullying. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah,
AI
yeah.
bullying of like, oh well, how do you know this is fake? How do you know this is real? Blah 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 blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
I remember with our old podcast, my uncle was telling me because the audio didn't always come out great when it came to filler words. So
Right,
it
right.
was very choppy sometimes. And my uncle was like, "Oh yeah, there's this great software that my company uses for years, but you need an hour audio long. An hour long audio of someone speaking, and then once it takes that hour long audio, whatever you type, it'll mimic them speaking like perfectly because it like picks up all their mannerisms and all that stuff, right?"
Wow.
And then then AI came out, and then that same year that AI came out, it went from upload an hour long audio to a 5 minute audio to 3 seconds.
That's
So
insane.
it's like
That's insane.
if I can just get 3 seconds of you talking and I can make a fake voicemail, bro, you're screwed.
Yeah, again, you don't even need the video. The voice
Right.
is what's going to be honestly more convincing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Again, listen, it's something that's in the acting industry that's being hugely talked about right now, AI actresses and all that. I don't know how you regulate it. And again, maybe in certain industries you can have protections, like in the acting industry, in the singing industry, but like, how do you just regulate it for the masses, right? Once an app comes out, I don't, again, I've never even looked into Sora, so I don't know if it's a website or an app, if you have to pay for it, whatever. But like, once it's gonna come out, like there's gonna be apps in the future. Like AI has already infiltrated like all of our editing stuff, like with captions and things like that. Like it just does it for you. So like it's gonna come out here, and it's like, how do you regulate anything that's going on there? Like, personally, I'm like, I think it should always have to be a permanent thing of where you have to have the watermark on there. Somebody's gonna find a way around that. You know what I mean? Like there's some editor out there who's like, yeah, I can remove that, $15 or whatever. So like, I just don't know. I don't know where the line gets drawn here. I don't really know. Obviously we'll see it play out, God willing, in real time. But I don't know.
Yeah, bro. That's also another
scary.
topic we can talk about for 3 hours. Like it's so involved in our day to day. Just last thing, and then we can end the episode. What you said reminded me of my aunt works for a company, and she's like, "Hey, like so and so, I need these. I need your job to be done, and you hand in these papers, essentially, right?" And like he was like taking all day to respond, and then he goes, "Oh, sorry." So I guess because ChatGPT is public, a lot of companies build their own AIs, like their own ChatGPTs. So then all the information stays within the company, and they don't like nothing gets leaked. So that company's AI was like down that day. And at the end of the day, he goes, "Hey, sorry, I wasn't able to like send the stuff. I wasn't able to finish it. The AI was down, so I couldn't do it." And then she's like, "Wait, you're telling me you can't do your job if the AI is down?" So she goes, "Do you even know how to do your job?" Like she goes, "Wait, now this is a whole other thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
this is a whole other thing of like for example, editing. I can edit without AI.
Yeah.
But if AI deletes tomorrow, it's gonna take me a second to be able to do it again or at least as fast because
gonna
it's
take
just
a
like
longer- yeah.
bro, so much longer, and it's like I can't imagine the jobs that you like, AI, so you can get the certificate and then you go and you interview and you ace and then now you're hired at this position that you actually don't know how to do because you just know how to type a prompt. Yeah, it's wild.
And I don't even know. I mean, obviously, like we're not gonna get into it too crazy, but I know that like they say it takes up a lot of energy to even like ask a question to ChatGPT or whatever.
Yeah, bro. I
so,
still
like, as
don't
that sort of
fully grasp that concept.
I don't
but
either.
yes.
I don't either. I don't like it. Doesn't. I would like to look more into it and discuss it because I think that'd be interesting. Because like that's crazy. But anyways, let us know your thoughts. If you've seen if you've seen any of the Sora videos, let us know your favorite, and we'll check it out. Because like again, as of right now, they are just kind of fun and lighthearted to like when it gets to the craziness, obviously, it'll be a different story. But let us know your thoughts on it. And any of the topics we covered today, the food, the comparison topic, if you have anything that you want to contribute or chat with us about it, we're always in the comments. So let us know, man. We're always willing to chat.
Yes, sir. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Send this to your grandma, your mama, your dad, your sister, sibling, cousins, everybody. We'd really appreciate that. Let us know what you think. Like Tyler said, we look at everything, we see everything. So, and don't worry, it's not our team that replies to everything. It's us. So
or our AI.
Yeah, stop. No. But in case you forgot since the beginning of the episode, my name is Gabriel.
I'm Tyler.
We're the Catchin podcast, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Catching up podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.